Thousands of people are sitting on brand new cars they absolutely hate, and the data proves it. One SUV has a 28% first-year resale rate. A $10,000 Jeep is depreciating so fast owners are panicking. And 3 Mercedes models made this list back to back to back. We went through 18 million transactions to bring you the 14 cars you should never buy. Let's get into it. Number 14, Mazda CX-70. Let's kick things off with a car that's actually pretty good, but still lands on this list for one painful reason: confusion. The Mazda CX-70 looks incredible on paper. The interior punches way above its price point. Owners compare the cabin quality to BMW and Lexus. The inline-six engine is smooth, sounds fantastic, and the steering is sharper than you'd expect from an SUV this size. So, what went wrong? Identity crisis. The CX-70 is essentially a two-row version of the CX-90. Same body, same footprint, just no third row. And the moment buyers realize that on a $54,000 purchase, the regret sets in fast. The conversation online is brutal. Why did I buy the 70 when I could have just folded the seats down in the 90? That's a rough realization to have after signing the paperwork. Then there's the transmission. Even on newer models, owners report low-speed jerkiness, a clunky sensation when creeping in traffic or starting from a cold stop. The 8-speed doesn't use a traditional torque converter, and at this price range, buyers simply don't want to deal with that. Add in a wireless charger that overheats iPhones without actually charging them, and a start-stop system that cuts the engine while the car is still rolling, and you've got enough friction to push owners toward the exit. Nearly 1 in 4 CX-70 buyers resold within the first year. Not bad for a good car, but enough to make the list. Knuckling the on-ramp, you're dealing with cabin noise. There is almost zero sound deadening in this car. Long trips become exhausting. Owners describe it as driving a tin can at 70 mph, and that gets old very fast. If you're doing short city hops, the Mirage G4 makes sense on paper, but buyers who expected a real capable daily driver, especially one that could handle interstate driving, figured that out the hard way. Over 8% of Mirage G4 buyers resold within the first year on a car that only cost $19,600 to begin with. That tells you everything. Number 13. Mitsubishi Mirage G4. Here's one that might surprise you because this car costs under $20,000 new. How bad can a $20,000 car really be? Bad enough to make this list. The Mirage G4 is one of the cheapest new cars you can buy in America. And that price is exactly why people buy it and exactly why they leave it. Here's the core issue. This car was not built for American highways. Owners describe merging onto the freeway or trying to pass a semi-truck as genuinely nerve-wracking. People on forums have flat out said they felt unsafe at highway speeds. That's not a minor complaint. That's a fundamental problem with a car that's supposed to be a daily driver. And when you're not white... Number 12. Nissan Leaf. The Leaf was a pioneer, but that was then. The technology has aged out. Limited range, outdated CHAdeMO charging standard, and newer EVs have left it behind. In cold climates, winter driving slashes already modest range, leaving owners stranded. And depreciation is brutal. The Leaf is one of the fastest depreciating cars on the market. As EV prices drop across the board, Leaf owners watch resale value evaporate in real time. Entry-level EV buyers expecting a gateway to electric driving end up panic selling. The Leaf had its moment, but that moment has passed. The problem is widespread, consistent, and accelerating. Pioneer status doesn't protect you from being replaced. Number 11. Mercedes-Benz CLA. 1 in 5 CLA buyers walk away before the first year is up. The CLA looks the part. Sharp styling, the 3-pointed star, starting around $50,000. The showroom experience is convincing. But then you drive it home. The entry-level platform shows hard plastics, materials that don't feel $50,000 worthy. The MBUX infotainment frustrates daily. Frozen screens, misfiring voice commands, simple tasks buried under multiple taps. The ride is tuned for sport over comfort, which sounds great until you're commuting on rough roads every morning. The brutal truth? A Mazda 3 or Honda Civic delivers a better driving experience and nicer interior for almost half the price. A Mazda 3 or Honda Civic delivers a better driving experience, a nicer interior feel, and more day-to-day satisfaction for almost half the price. When buyers figure that out, they don't stick around. Over 20% gone within year one. Number 10. Mercedes-Benz GLA. Mercedes' entry point into the compact luxury SUV space. And entry level is exactly the right phrase. The GLA starts at around $48,500. Step inside and you'll immediately notice more hard plastic than you'd ever expect from a Mercedes badge. Within the first few thousand miles, those plastics start to creak and rattle. That's a deflating experience in any car. But in a Mercedes, it feels like a betrayal. Buyers switching from Toyota or Honda expecting a smooth luxury ride are caught off guard by the GLA's stiff suspension and run-flat tires. The MBUX system frustrates, and the disconnect between badge and reality hits fast. Nearly 17% of GLA buyers resold within the first year. The badge alone isn't worth $48,500. Number 9. Mercedes-Benz GLB. 3 Mercedes in a row, and the GLB is the worst. It's practical on paper, boxy shape, optional third row. But the same problems apply. Creaky hard plastics, MBUX frustrations, a stiff ride. The real issue is the expectation gap. Buyers think they're getting a scaled-down GLE, but the refinement gap is glaring once you live with it. Over 21% of GLB buyers bailed before year one on a $51,000 car. Number 8. BMW 5 Series. A storied sports sedan, yet buyers bail before month 12. The redesign went nearly buttonless. Climate and audio are buried in touchscreens. Longtime BMW fans feel like they're operating a tablet, not driving. The car is bigger, heavier, more comfort-oriented. Enthusiasts call it a Mini 7 Series. At nearly $68,000, that's a painful lesson. Over 13% gone within year one. Number 7. Jaguar F-Pace. Uncertainty is the story. Jaguar is essentially a dead brand, reinventing itself as all-electric. F-Pace owners are holding a vehicle from a brand that no longer exists in the form they bought into, destroying resale value. The PiV Pro infotainment still lags behind BMW Mercedes. Over 1 in 8 buyers were out within a year. Number 6. Porsche Macan. A genuinely great car, but 2 reasons it lands here. Maintenance costs hit hard. That first Porsche service visit is a shock. And many buyers use the Macan as a stepping stone to build dealer relationships for more exclusive models, flipping it fast. Either way, 22% of Macan owners resold within the first year. Great car, expensive reality. Number 5. Land Rover Discovery Sport. At $55,000, it looks the part, but reliability issues are well documented. A slow drip of small electronic problems starts within the first few thousand miles. 3 dealer trips in 6 months for minor electrical issues wears on people fast. A staggering 28% resell within the first year, nearly 1 in 3. Number 4. Range Rover Evoque. One of the most stylish compact luxury SUVs, but that gorgeous coupe-like roofline kills rear visibility, and the rear seat is unusable for adults. Electronic hiccups arrive early. First-time luxury buyers fall for the design, then discover daily ownership at $58,000 is very different. Over 16% resold within the first year. Style is great, substance matters more. Number 3. Ford Mustang Mach-E. The EV hype was real, then reality hit. EV prices dropped fast, and Mach-E owners watched resale value shrink as Ford slashed new prices. Charging inconvenience, winter range loss, software issues that required dealer visits. Owners who bought at peak hype found themselves holding a depreciating asset and bailed. Many were gone within 1 to 2 years. The Mustang name couldn't save it. Number 2. Land Rover Discovery. Full-size, $77,000 average. The service experience is a nightmare, spending more time at the dealership than in the driveway. Sensor warnings, electrical gremlins. Minor issues feel major when your $77,000 car is in the shop for weeks. Confidence in the brand is destroyed, nearly 14% resold within the first year. Number 1. Jeep Grand Wagoneer. The biggest regret buy of the year. $90,000 to $10,000. Brutal real-world fuel economy. One of the fastest depreciating large SUVs, owners watch thousands evaporate in months. Combine massive payments, high insurance, and early reliability complaints, and you have immediate regret. Owners desperate to exit before losses get worse. The Grand Wagoneer is the #1 regret buy by a wide margin. These are 14 cars that looked great on paper but turned into expensive regrets fast. Have you owned any? Drop it in the comments. Smash like and subscribe to help us hit 100,000. Thanks for watching.